Batman vs Superman picks up after the events of Man of Steel. Bruce Wayne, having witnessed the destruction caused by Superman's battle with Zod, grows increasingly wary of his unchecked power. Convinced that Superman could one day become a threat to humanity, Batman decides he must stop him. Meanwhile, Superman struggles with public opinion and moral dilemmas after his controversial actions, while Lex Luthor stirs chaos behind the scenes, manipulating both heroes. Their ideological clash eventually leads to an epic showdown, but once Batman learns that him and Clark's mother both have the same name, all is suddenly forgiven and the two ultimately unite alongside Wonder Woman to stop the destruction set off by Doomsday, a monster created by Lex Luthor. This superhero team-up was meant to subtly set up the birth of the Justice League, just the same way Marvel had done with Avengers. What started as a Batman vs Superman film quickly evolved into a launchpad for the Justice League. The studio wanted to catch up with Marvel's cinematic universe, so Snyder was tasked with weaving in Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, Doomsday, all in one film. Behind the scenes, it became clear this was not just a film, but a corporate pivot point, the linchpin for Warner Brothers to build the DCEU, so the pressure was extremely immense. Snyder had creative control, but he also had to juggle fan expectations, studio mandates, and the impossible task of doing in one movie what Marvel had taken years to build. The movie had a production budget of $250 million. The studio's investment was a bold gamble. It was launching DC's two most iconic heroes together for the first time on the big screen, with the added pressure of setting up future Justice League characters. So naturally, expectations were sky high. The film went on to gross $873 million worldwide, which by blockbuster standards are very strong numbers, especially for a film that was widely criticized. However, many industry analysts estimate the film would have needed to hit at least $1 billion to be considered a true financial success given its scale and importance to DC's long-term strategy. In short, Batman vs Superman was financially profitable, but underwhelming in relation to the expectations placed on it. It didn't flop, but it didn't dominate either. It earned a respectable return, but fell short of the massive box office expectations that come with featuring the two most iconic superheroes in cinematic history. It currently holds a 28% critic rating, with many critics calling it visually impressive but narratively muddled.
You know, the truth is, this movie has a lot of character in it, and maybe a lot more than people would think, and I think that that's the cool thing about it. We took our time to get it to make sure that you understood the conflict between these two.
The general consensus agreed that while Zack Snyder delivered on spectacle, the story was weighed down by an overly grim tone, convoluted plotlines, and a lack of emotional resonance. Critics often describe the film as joyless, bloated, and too self-serious for a superhero film meant to launch a shared cinematic universe. That financial gray area, combined with the polarizing critical response, left Warner Brothers extremely anxious about the direction of the franchise moving forward. This tension between Snyder and the studio would unfortunately spill over into the drama behind Justice League. If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch the full breakdown on our main channel or keep the binge going with the next clip.